Good morning. Thanks to Carrie and the NNBA for allowing us space to make our presentation today. The NNBA is a real special group with Monrovia, going back to pretty much the start of the group. And we have five fantastic superstar reps that serve the area the NNBA covers, that are ready to service all your needs that we have. Um, you know, 2020 was definitely a crazy year, but I think everybody's business really made some big strides, and it's nice to see the next generation or an increased interest in gardening back again. One introduction I would like to make is our management team. We have a new president and CEO, Jonathan Pedersen, who has took over that role starting January 1st from his previous role of VP of Sales, and also our national sales manager Tim Barthel are at our nursery in Visalia today, and want to introduce them and have them make a couple of comments. Carrie, if you can unmute Tim. Tim and Jonathan are together.
All right. So, Tim, it's giving me only the option to ask you to unmute, so you have to unmute yourself. For some reason, there we go.
There we go.
Good morning. Yeah, sorry about that. Jonathan Peterson here, President, CEO of Monrovia. Just wanted to wish everyone a great 2021 and thank you for all of the hard efforts in 2020. It was, as Josh said, an unusual year to say the least, and a lot of hard work put in by everyone. Down here touring the nursery in Visalia today. And we are ready for spring. Plants are looking great. There's a lot of great stuff that Georgia and Josh are going to cover with you today. And I just wanted to add a few words in on how excited we are for spring 2021. Love the partnership that we have with you all. And thank you very much for your business. And if there's anything that you need from Monrovia or myself, please reach out. Thank you.
Thanks, Jonathan. Yeah, with it being a crazy year and things going more digitalized, it was a real shame not to host all of you for our expo event that we have every year at our nursery in Oregon, around the far west, and then especially for the NNBA fall event that we didn't get to have this fall. It's always one of my favorite industry events, from the standpoint of we get a lot of business done, we get to talk about cool plants, but we also get to connect and have those bonds of being all plant lovers. And it's laid back, but it's also productive, and it's one of my favorite ones I attend throughout the entire country. So the wonderful thing about Zoom and the fact that it's being recording is that chance for everybody to kind of see some of the plants that we're most excited about. The ability for us to share the plants that we have upcoming is one of my favorite aspects of my job as a nursery professional. And so today we're going to present some of our 2021 featured plants, a selection of those that we feel are great for the Northwest. And then at the end, we'll kind of cover our plant, which is our new e-commerce platform, and some things that we can offer up with a partnership on that. And then leave a little space at the end to answer any questions for people that are on. So next, I'd like to introduce our new plants manager, Georgia Clay. And she is going to run through a selection of our 2021 featured plants that we're most excited about for this year.
Hello, everybody. Thanks, Josh. I hope that you can see this screen. Yeah, so like Josh mentioned, my name is Georgia Clay, new plants manager with Monrovia. Really super excited to have the opportunity to share with you some of our newest plants that we've added to our collection. So first up is Flamethrower Cercis. This is a stunning tree bred from North Carolina State University. As you can see, the new foliage, it starts off this beautiful, deep, dark glossy maroon, and then transforms and has notes of amber and red and yellow all throughout the tree, all at the same time. As you get closer to the middle, it gets green, but the whole growing season, you'll have that full display of color. So really, really tremendous pop of color in a great size. So these are only going to be 15 feet tall by 15 feet wide. So really easy to pop in and adds a huge impact to the garden. And then another one from North Carolina State University is Golden Falls cercis. This is, to my knowledge, the first gold leaf weeping cercis variety. So really awesome to have this. The new growth, you can kind of see it in this photo, is kind of orange tinted, and then it turns bright gold throughout the season. So absolutely gorgeous. That gold foliage does hold up well in the heat and the sun. We haven't seen burning here in Oregon or anywhere. Really nice narrow weeping habit. So if you have a small footprint garden, this is only going to take up 4 feet wide, and then it goes upright. So 10 feet tall by 4 feet wide. So really versatile, beautiful golden foliage. Next up is Clematis. This is the Boulevard series. The Boulevard series is fantastic. There's so many colors to choose from, really quite vigorous, but compact. So if you're looking for a clematis for smaller spaces or containers, the Boulevard series would be perfect. They have a lot of flower power, the central flower, and then all the way down to the base, which is just fantastic. Pretty easy to look after, you know, cut back hard in late winter, early spring, and you'll get flowers the following season. So really nice series, the Boulevard Clematis. We've also added Vancouver Mystic Gem. These are just trial photos, so not our Monrovia quality, but I thought they did a good job of showing you the size of these flowers. They are huge. And the transformation that they do throughout the life cycle of the flower. So you get these really large flowers top to bottom, and they sort of change color. So you can see here they have more of a green and pink look as they first open, and then they mature to pinks and whites and purple. So really stunning. I think it's a kind of a unique coloration, and the flowers are just massive. So really quite stunning in the container and in the landscape. We've added a couple of grasses from intrinsic perennials outside of the Chicago area. They have fantastic selections to choose from, and Blackhawks is one of my absolute favorites. This is a big blue stem. This was a seedling of Red October. Beautiful dark green foliage is upright throughout the season. But as the nights cool, you know, towards August, towards September, that foliage starts to turn purple. And then by September, it's almost black. So really intense foliage color, really quite cool from intrinsic perennials. This is zone 3, absolutely gorgeous. And then the second one we've added is Ginger Love. This is a pennisetum. Beautiful, large, really super impressive plumes, ginger red, super colorful, a great size, intermediate habit, so 3 feet by 3 feet, nice clump that it forms. Just another fantastic selection from intrinsic perennials that has been looking really, really great for us since we've been starting to grow it. This is our first year that we've introduced our tropical hibiscus series, Jazzy Jewel. These are fantastic. We have 4 colors to choose from, all really vibrant. Jazzy Jewel Amber, Jazzy Jewel Gold has that stunning red center here, Jazzy Jewel Ruby, and then Opal. These flowers hold for up to 3 days, so you get a lot of flower power, tons of buds up and down the stem, so flowers consistently opening throughout the season. This has a nice habit as well. So here in the Northwest, a lot of people use these as patio plants, something to bring out to their outdoor living area. And the Jazzy Jewel series has great branching and an awesome habit for just that. So 4 feet tall by 5 feet wide at total maximum. So perfect for those indoor, outdoor kind of container plantings, Jazzy Jewel Tropical Hibiscus. Newport is our latest hydrangea to be added to the Seaside Serenade collection. I love this beautiful purple flower that it has. I think that's really unique for the marketplace. You can see in here this blue fertile flower inside, really lovely. One of the things that makes this hydrangea so special is that it's a tetraploid. And what that does is it thickens the stem of the plant and it shortens the distance between the inner nodes, giving you a really nice, sturdy, compact habit without any, aggressive pruning or growth regulators added. It's just going to be naturally that way. It also gives us flowers that are nice and thick and leathery. And that allows the flowers to last for a super long time. So one flower on the plant will last 2 to 3 months, which is pretty incredible. It puts on a ton of blooms and it will repeat bloom. So you just get a ton of flowers and all the flowers last for 2 to 3 months if you don't cut them off. If you do like to use your hydrangeas in home arrangements, because those flowers are thick and leathery, they're going to last 2 to 3 times longer than your typical garden hydrangeas in a vase. So this is really special. I love Newport Seaside Serenade. It's not the only one. Here's a overview of the entire collection. Fire Island, Martha's Vineyard, Hatteras, Cape Lookout, Hamptons, those are all going to have those characteristics that the tetraploiding gives in Newport. Fantastic plants, even arborescens are in there, Bar Harbor, just a really great series all around. Moving to early evolution, Hydrangea paniculata. This is a quite unique habit for a Hydrangea paniculata. You can see by this photo, it's more of a globe shape and super compact. So 2 feet tall by 2 feet wide. Really, really cool. The buds appear a little earlier than most paniculatas. So late May, early June, you'll start seeing buds. They open white and then eventually shift. You can kind of see the shift here to pink, and eventually they'll age to dark pink. So really awesome. And the rounded compact habit makes a great container, really easy to tuck into those small gardens as well. Nandina, Tuscan Flame, beautiful bright red foliage that hangs around all year. So all year season of interest. It has a finer, more lacy look in the landscape than the straight species. The foliage is more finely dissected. So it adds a lot of texture and a lot of color to the landscape. Requires little to no pruning. So at max, it's going to be about 4 feet tall. So really easy to pop in into the landscape once again. Raspberry Lemonade Physocarpus, great golden foliage 9-bark. Once again, perfect for small spaces. We trialed a lot of Physocarpus and Raspberry Lemonade was kind of in the middle. And you could tell while we were trialing them how well branched it was naturally. They were all treated the same. And in the winter, you could really see the structure. And Raspberry Lemonade had a beautiful structure, really well branched and really great shape. And it has beautiful golden green foliage, tons of white flowers, and then followed by these coral red fruits. So a great, great plant, really nice, really low maintenance with minimal pruning needed to get a lovely shape. Ginger Snap Potentilla, this is our latest introduction for this year. Beautiful peachy flower color that are quite large. I like this flower. I think it's pretty unique, really vibrant and nice. We also chose this not only for its flower, but for its compact habit and its ability to flower from top to bottom. So it does cover itself in flowers, which is really nice. So if you're familiar with our cheesehead potentilla, this would be a great companion color to that, to the cheesehead. Moving on to Mugo Pine. So this is Little Rick. A lot of mugo pines tend to brown out in containers in the winter, both in containers and sometimes in the landscape. This little rick was selected at our Oregon nursery for its ability to stay green throughout the winter. So that's even in containers. So you will have the ability, this little rick will be looking nice even in the winter, even in a container. It's going to stay nice and green. And it does have a great, nice tight habit as well. Nitty gritty roses. So you may be familiar with our Grace and Grit roses. Those are more of a shrub type rose, a little taller. Nitty gritty is our next series, a little wider than tall. So more of a sprawler rose. So 3 feet tall by 4 feet wide or so at maximum. They produce a lot of these beautiful spray rose type flowers. So you just get a ton of flowers. Some of them are fragrant. Peach has a lovely fragrance, as does yellow. Foliage is quite glossy. You can see on this peach photo, just the shine on that foliage is beautiful. These are all on their own root, so really hardy. They can be dead to the ground, and what'll come up is the nitty gritty rose and not the understock, which is always great. Super clean, super disease resistant. We trialed these for many years. We trialed hundreds of rose varieties. And even in Georgia, where the heat and humidity is extreme and the disease pressure is really high, these have been continually clean for us. So I'm really excited about nitty gritty roses. Next up is Winterfell. This is a Chinese fig hazel selection from Dan Hinckley. This is a great plant for right now. It's related to the witch hazel. So it brightens up that late winter garden when not many other things are showing off at this time. You have nice yellow flowers and beautiful long red anthers. Really quite nice, great for adding texture, would make a fantastic small specimen tree, only going to be about 10 feet tall or so, even an informal hedge. We will be growing this as a tree form and bush form, so you can kind of choose whatever you'd like to use this for. This Summertime Blues Vitex is a hybrid that was selected at the Chicago Botanic Garden. It was selected for its rounded habit at a much more manageable size, only 6 feet tall, makes it a lot easier to work with, a lot easier to find a space for it in the garden. Also for these large flowers that are on for most of the summer. And it does have quite nice black stems as well. Great drought tolerance, great hardiness, will do well in the Northwest, also will do well in the Deep South and in all areas like Chicago, pretty much all over, which is always nice. This has not produced viable seed for the past 15 years now, so it won't have invasive tendencies like some of the other Vitex can have. Moving on to edibles, Superlicious Blackberry is a blackberry bred at the University of Arkansas. This is a dwarf variety, so 3 feet tall, and it's thornless. So you can put this anywhere. You don't have to worry about snagging or getting cut up when you're harvesting. The berries are really large and have fantastic flavor. Oftentimes they'll produce twice in one season as well. So a great bush to add to your edible landscape. And for those of you in zone 8 and warmer, Bountiful Delight is a fantastic blueberry for you. This has been an extremely great performer in hot conditions, low chill requirements, and really wonderful berries, lots of them. And the new growth is bright red as well. So not only does it produce berries, but it's also just a beautiful shrub. They have a nice rounded habit, about 3 by 3 in total. So if you're zone 8 or higher, if you're below a zone 8, I would recommend Bountiful Blue, and if above, Bountiful Delight would be great. Moving on to perennials. This is our Astilbe Day series. We trialed these last year and I was blown away by them. They had a super high flower count. And the blooms lasted for such a long time, well over a month. Deep, dark, glossy foliage as well. Just absolutely stunning. They were gorgeous. This Happy Day was my personal favorite. Red stems with a green bud, and then the white flower contrast was just amazing. And then Sunny Day, which is more of a red flower, super bright, super vivid. And then Wonderful Day, which is a classic, beautiful, bright pink. Abrisha next. This is the Glacier series. So the Glacier is a season extender. So this series is going to bloom 2 to 3 weeks later than the other Abrishas. So that just gives you more consumers looking for it. It's in bloom at a great part of the season. Fantastic blooms and lots of them, super bright, super vivid, great for rock garden border and a season extender with the Glacier. Astrantia, this is Star of Magic. Beautiful perennial, variegated foliage makes it really stand out in the landscape. These blooms last for months at a time and have a beautiful, they're pink, showy, really nice rosy pink color. So early summer all the way through fall, you're going to have the blooms. And when you don't have blooms, you have this fantastic variegated foliage. So really nice Star of Magic Astrantia, new for 2021. We are excited about these Tectonic Begonia series. This is another Dan Hinckley exclusive. We have 5 to choose from. So Asteroid, Eruption, Magma, Pangea, and our newest one, Caldera. These have proven to be Zone 8 hardy. We've overwintered them in Oregon in containers. And many have been planted in the ground in British Columbia. And with zero protection. And the last winter, I know there were 3 days of below freezing temperatures, and these have come back from the ground. So really awesome, a lot hardier than we were expecting when we first started trialing these. Great for texture, great for the container garden. Also one that could be used as a houseplant. So some versatility in this Tectonic Begonia series. Silver Treasure Begonia. This is a Terra Nova that's part of our Patio Perfect collection. Beautiful silver foliage. It's hard to tell in this photo, but you do have a nice bright red underside of the foliage as well. This one won Best of the Best at the Georgia Trial Gardens in 2019. So really quite nice, holds up well, lovely, lovely in the garden, in the container as well. And then the amazing T-Rex begonias, just unreal foliage on these. We have 3 dancing peacock, ruby slippers, and first blush. Just stunning. Again, this is our Patio Perfect collection. These would be great for containers outdoors. Another one that you can bring inside. These are hybrid, so they do have increased vigor, and they're also Zone 8 cold hardy. So, so there is some versatility there if you want to put them inside or out. Fire Dragon, this is, in my opinion, one of the best red cannas you can get on the market. It's really vibrant, really clean. It's a true bright red. And then contrasting with this high shine glossy foliage, it's really quite nice. It has a great clumping habit as well, so won't need a stake in the garden. One other thing I really love about this is that it's self-cleaning. So the old flowers are going to drop to the ground, making a much tidier, much cleaner appearance in the landscape. And last year we did a huge leucanthemum trial. There are a lot of leucanthemums on the market, and we've added 2 that we really loved from those trials. The first one being Coconut. Beautiful, lush, tons of flower power over an extended season. I love this deeply feathered flower. It starts off creamy yellow and then it matures to that great white with that sunny yellow center. So really a fantastic plant, lots and lots of flowers throughout the season. And then the second that we've added from that trial, Mount Hood, was also a standout. Again, tons of blooms. These have a really large flower. They're quite nice. And then they have that unique frilly center. Delilah dianthus, if you haven't seen these in person, it's hard to do it justice in a photo. These are electric. The blooms are super bright, really vivid, and they are a little earlier than other dianthus. So early flowering and then flowering spring to early fall, and just a ton of flowers that are so vivid, really, really great, and compact habits. These have no vernalization requirements either, so that just makes them a more reliable bloomer in the landscape. Fantastic dianthus collection. Yeah, one of my absolute favorites. Evolution colorific echinacea. This echinacea was selected at our Oregon nursery for its fantastic habit, many, many, many flowers, nice and compact, and then the rainbow of colors that it goes through. This plant is super colorful. At one time, you can get 4, 5 colors on it. They open up sort of yellow, and then they move to pink and golden sort of painted florets, maturing to salmon, and then fully maturing to sort of a deep pink, almost purple. So really stunning. And then all the while they have this beautiful green cone as well. So incredibly colorful, quite stunning in the landscape and when in full bloom. And the blooms do last quite a long time as well. We have more in the evolution series. We have Fiesta here, which is nice burnt oranges, coral oranges, yellow falls, ember sparks, and embers fever. Embers fever, it's hard to do justice with reds on an iPhone, but this is sort of an improvement on the reds like tomato soup. It's a true fire engine red, so really bright, really vivid color. We are first to market on the Gara Cupid arrows. This has variegated green foliage splashed with red. So really nice variegation, lovely dark red new growth and stem, as you can see at this photo. I love the habit on this. It's compact, but it's more spreading than it is tall. So it's going to be about 1.5 feet wide, 18 inches wide, and only about 10 inches tall. So a really nice habit on that, great for the front border. Also has large flowers and lots of them, lovely pink flowers. So really nice, unique Gara to add to the mix. Sunbelievable Sunflower 2021 is the year of the sunflower, and Sunbelievable here pictured is Golden Girl. The Sunbelievable sunflowers are totally different than what you'd think of. As opposed to going vertical, these are mounded. You can see here, these are some trials that were done last year. And this is the habit. It's about 3 feet tall by 3 feet wide, and just absolutely covered in flowers. It puts on a ton of blooms from spring until the first frost. We say 1,000 blooms. That's probably pretty accurate. These are day length neutral, and that's why we can get them to bloom for so long. And they're also sterile, which means it's putting all of its energy into producing blooms and not into producing seed. We've also done trials where we deadheaded and didn't deadhead, and deadheading makes no difference at all. And so, so no need to deadhead. They're going to look great regardless. You can kind of see in this photo, they just turn into this cute little button, and then they are quickly hidden away by a new bloom that emerges. So really nice, low maintenance, a ton of flower power throughout a very long season. Sky Daylily. This is our brand new Monrovia exclusive Hemerocallis. We have 5 to choose from, all with amazing colors, ruffled texture and form. Blazing Sky, saffron sky, stormy sky, radiant sky, and titan sky. You know, oftentimes with more intricate blooms like this, you end up getting less flowers per plant. With the Sky series, we're not seeing that takeaway. We're seeing these beautiful blooms over a long season and continually blooming. So really nice that we're able to get that flower power and the beautiful blooms. Titan is sort of a special one. So this is a tetraploid, similar to how I was talking about with Seaside Serenade. The Titan has a thicker, waxier flower, which makes it last for a lot longer. So a daylily typically will last one day. One flower will last one day. The Titan will last a week up to 10 days. So you do get quite a lot of bloom power from the Titan hemerocallis. Next up is Northern Exposure Heuchera. This is a great series from Terra Nova. It's bred with Heuchera richardsonii, and that is the hardy Canadian heuchera, extremely hardy, extremely rust resistant. So it looks great for a long time in the season because of that hardiness and rust resistance. Beautiful foliage, attractive flower stalks, just a really, really great series. Hardy in cold, also does well in the heat too. So you don't have that trade-off. It's just an all-around great series, no matter where you live. One of my favorite heuchera, Little Cuties Shimmer. Really super dense crown, beautiful silver green foliage. And then it does have these pink flowers that bloom for quite a long time. Really nice, dense heuchera. Black Forest Cake is another one. This was a standout in our trials last year. One of the best heucheras in terms of flower power. The flowers on this heuchera are super large for a heuchera and really quite bright, a really nice red. I loved the flowers on this. Also loved this deep purple, almost black foliage. Just a great all-around plant, lots of color and lots of flower power. And then Ruby Tuesday, another one that was a standout for us. The foliage emerges red, and then as it ages, it gets a lovely silver overlay. Beautiful white flowers as well, and a great ruffled red texture. So lots of texture, lots of colors going on with Ruby Tuesday. Moving to Spanish lavender, the Javelin Forte series, one of the best Spanish lavender series on the market. These have beautiful extra large flags. These deep purple flags are sometimes almost 2 inches. They're really stunning. Great foliage as well. It's a cool gray green, very compact, very well branched. Spanish lavender can sometimes be finicky about wet winter conditions, which is hard in the Northwest. But Javelin Forte does a little bit better with that wet winter condition. So really great for the Northwest, this Javelin Forte Spanish lavender. We also have this English lavender. This is Aromatico Blue Improved. This one is going to bloom a couple weeks before most other English lavenders on the market. So it does extend the season again. Nice bushy selection, beautiful deep violet blue flowers that are heavily scented. Great for the herb garden, great in the perennial border. And again, season extender, it's going to bloom a couple weeks before most other varieties. Staircase lupin, our first crops of this staircase lupin are coming on now in Georgia. These are absolutely gorgeous. We are super impressed with them. Multiple flower spikes on a plant. This is the first lupin to have no day length requirement to bloom, so we can get them into bloom a little earlier, and it'll continue to rebloom all season up until the nights reach above 72 degrees. So pretty nice for the Northwest. We can get them to bloom quite a lot and rebloom for a lot of the season. Just absolutely stunning, great habits, and many, many flower spikes on a plant. We have the Mad About Mangave collection for this year as well. Mangave is a cross between Manfreda and agave. So it's a hybrid, which has kind of the best of both worlds. So you get the great vigor, but you also get interesting patterns, colors, and habits. So as you can see, we have quite a few to choose from, many different forms, many different colors, kind of something for everybody in here. The Mangave also has low water needs. And again, is one of those versatile plants where you can have it in a container outside and you can bring it in for the winter if you have a bright window available to you. So really nice Mad About Mangave collection. And lastly is the Misty Salvia. The Misty is a compact selection, so about, I think they say 25% less vigorous than Mystic Spires. So if you're looking for something smaller, more compact, Misty is great for you. Great for the late spring, summer, and then just covers itself with these true blue flowers all season long. So very free flowering, large flowers in a little more compact habit. So really fantastic. This will be new for 2021. So I hope you enjoyed hearing about some of the plants that we're excited about for this year. That's certainly not all of them. I thank you so much for your time and for your attention. And at this time, I'll hand it back to Josh for a quick look at our plant program. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those at the end, or feel free to contact your sales rep.
Thank you, Georgia. And, we'll share this presentation with Carrie. It'll get posted up. And, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out to myself, Georgia, or the rep that covers your area. In 2020, Monrovia acquired the e-commerce platform Plant with 2 T's. You can go to the next slide, Georgia. Basically, it is an easy to use platform to get your in-store inventory online. I like to think of it as a way for, our Shop Monrovia program. If you participate with that, is a great way to special order plants in. Plant is a great way for you to sell everything that you have inventoried in store. A lot of the problems that we had heard was, with the move nationwide for more online shopping is, they're expensive to build. It's not always easy to collect payment. Or manage your inventory. So we had found this platform and feel like it is a great way to get the garden center business into the e-commerce world. And go to the next slide. It's a nice turnkey program where it gives you a pleasant storefront that looks just the same as your website. There's not this transition. It's click to buy plants, and it's not just plant specific. It is all hard goods, tools, pottery, whatever. It's there. Another big problem if you're trying to build your own is how do you get the photography? And we'll kind of go into that a little bit. It's a great way to get, use our entire database of photos that we have for the platform, and then that you don't have to spend all your time taking your own photos or managing those, and also legally getting them as well. Very easy to collect payment from the customer, and then also increase the flow of where you're able to assemble your orders. Go to the next one. Depending, we offer multiple packages with Plant. Our Pro Edition does allow integration with a couple of the major POS systems like NCR and Epicor. And so that way, you're able to have the storefront reflect your actual online or your actual availability online in real time. Our starter pack allows you to control that through a simple Excel file. So, it does take a little bit more hands-on use, but if you have one of these POS systems, you can integrate it quite easily. And we use the Magento platform, which is what Monrovia is using for our website base as well. Go to the next one. The images portion, I think, is maybe the most valuable out of everything. There's a lot of people that are out there that have built their own storefronts. Well, getting the photography out there is really time consuming to do it yourself, or it's not always legal if you're just grabbing photos off the internet. There are professional people that go around looking for illegal use of photos, and next thing you know, you get a bunch of angry letters from attorneys. We've got 11,000 photos of plants and hard goods that are all licensed to use. So that is right in itself. It's the same way as, you know, sharing our social media content. You know, coming up with content for yourself is sometimes the hardest part of the social media game. So we've kind of done the work for you. Go to the next slide. The fulfillment process, I think what we have seen in talking to garden centers across the country that have tried to do more curbside, try to do online shopping is, you know, I think they found out that garden centers are not Amazon warehouses. You get these orders in and you've got people running all over the place trying to gather plants for the correct orders and then get them out to the curb. What Plant does is it batches everything together and basically helps make an easy flow to assemble orders and have it be timely, and also at the same time communicate with the customer as well. We do have a couple of early on partners. The Greenery in the Bay Area was one of the earliest adopters of this, along with Summer Winds. So I do invite you to check out their websites just to see the easy transition from their website into their online inventory. It's quite nice, and it's a great entryway into the online world. Go to the next slide. And any questions on this at all, you know, you feel free to reach out to myself, your outside rep, or Chris Leichhardt, who's our online director. So besides the Greenery and Summer Winds, we have about another dozen or so nurseries across the country that are in the process of getting started and going live with this. So, you know, we are kind of working on making the best flow for this, and you know, probably right now is one of the best time to jump into it, but definitely start getting the wheels turning that, you know, by summertime, you know, we can get you up and running, and we, you know, the basic program in general, we can get up and running in, you know, less than 2 months, which is quite fast. So I really thank everybody's time today for allowing us to do this presentation. We'll share the PowerPoint with Carrie, and we'll leave it open for any questions that you guys might have.